Hi, I'm Ollie, and I want to take a couple of minutes just to introduce myself, but more importantly, explain why this whole community exists. So, I've worked in financial services for just over a decade now, and I'm currently a qualified financial advisor. So, over that time, I've helped people with things like mortgages, protection, which is insurance based products, investments, retirement planning, and everything in between. Okay, so I've seen firsthand the types of decisions people have to make with their money. Okay, and also where people tend to feel unsure, overwhelmed or just stuck in an area. Okay, but one thing really stood out to me over the years. So there is a huge gap in financial services. Okay, financial advice, which is what I give as a financial advisor. So financial advice is often focused on people who already have money or already have wealth. Okay, they've already built it up and they're looking for help. But the reality is the majority of people in the UK, everywhere, worldwide, fall outside of that category. Okay, and are often left to figure things out on their own. And in my view, this group of people need guidance just as much, if not more, than those who are already working with advisors who already have wealth. Okay, because the decisions that you're making, often have the biggest impact on your day-to-day lives. What this leads to then really is, for that gap, for the people who are sitting in that gap, this leads to conflicting information online. Okay, you don't have a clear plan or a path because the understanding isn't there. Okay, you don't have anyone to ask these questions to, apart from Google or AI. Okay, so people end up feeling, unsure or putting things off altogether, which is not the right move. Okay, that's exactly why I created MME Money Hub. Okay, to make financial guidance accessible to everyone. Okay, not just the wealthy few. Okay, to create something that sits in that middle ground, okay, between free information online, okay, and full financial advice. That's where I want this to sit. That's the mission here, to sit in that middle ground. Okay, it needs to be a place where you can learn, okay, where you can understand your options, you can ask questions, okay, and get answers from a qualified financial advisors, that be myself or any other colleagues that are logged in. Okay, you can get answers from us. No question too silly. That's what we're going to be here for. Okay, we want you to start making better financial decisions. We want to make it simple. We think it's affordable for the masses. So we want as many people to benefit from this as possible. And we want to keep it relevant to real life. Okay, to actually make a difference in your life. Okay, and here's the key. So if you engage with this properly, okay, so you go through the course that we put together. The course is really detailed. It covers all different areas of personal finance. We're really proud of what we've put together for you. So if you go through the course, you ask lots of questions in the chat. Okay, we've got an Ask an Advisor tab. So pop on there, ask your questions if you have any misunderstanding about a subject, or you just want some clarity about a situation, ask us a question. And if you join the sessions, okay, you don't have to join every session because there's going to be lots of sessions, but if you make an effort and you get involved and you're active, within this community, you'll very quickly find yourself ahead of the majority of people when it comes to understanding money, because most people will never get access to this kind of guidance. Okay. Worth pointing out, so everything in this community is focused on education and guidance. Okay, helping you understand how things work, what to consider, what your options are, and to make better financial decisions for yourself. Okay, if you ever want to go deeper into your situation and move from that middle ground across to full advice, then of course that's something that we can look into. Okay, but it's not part of this community, so we'd have to do that separately. But we're here if that's, if it's needed. So there's a bigger picture and there's a bigger purpose to MME. So what we're building here is we want to improve financial education more widely, especially through schools and family support, which is what we get involved in. because these are things that, look, we rarely taught. Schools aren't really teaching them in any great detail. Around the table at home, maybe these discussions aren't being started because there's a bit of uncertainty from parents, so then the kids aren't getting the information they need. So that's what we get involved with a lot as well, on the back of this. Okay, but for now, look, I'm really glad you're here. I'm looking forward to helping you build confidence with your finances, get answers to the questions that you've always had. And I'm looking forward to building this community. Hopefully it's a really positive experience, and we'll get there step by step.